Alright, hello and welcome back to another I Am Happy IO video. Today I'll be showing you how to TinyTask farm gold in Booga Booga Reborn. So before you get started, you need to download TinyTask, and I would recommend you having at least God Pickaxe. But of course you can use like an M Blade or whatever. Everything works, but I do recommend having a God Pickaxe. So to get TinyTask, you will need to go to your web browser and search up TinyTask, download the latest version, and there you go. You have TinyTask. Launch into your Booga Booga private server, and you want to go towards Ice Island. Once I get there, I will show you what I mean. Alright, so once you do get to Ice Island, you do want to get to these 4 ice nodes. It will be located on the right side of ice. It will be these gold nodes with ice on them. So I do apologize if my breathing is too hard or anything like that, or if I randomly do cut out. Let's just say it's an OBS issue. I haven't gotten my settings completely dialed in, so I do apologize for that. Anyways, after this, you do want to start building your farm. Using this method, or my method, you do have to use big tables. So do know that these big tables do cost 5 logs each. So for some people, that may seem like a lot. So just have some logs with you and preparations. You do want to have TinyTask installed. Now time for your preferences. Sorry I didn't say this earlier. For TinyTask, open up your preferences. That will be this wrench and the screwdriver symbol here. Set your play speed to 1x. Sorry that you can't see my little preference tab here. It's a little bit buggy. Set your play speed to 1x, and make sure always on top is checked off, and show captions is also checked off. Also have use default toolbar checked off. For this tutorial, your recording and playback hotkey will all be set to default, recording hotkey being F8 and playback hotkey being Control Shift Alt P. And some tutorials do recommend that you use continuous playback, but from my evidence and from my personal experience, I do not like to have it checked off because it does support some glitches, or it does make some glitches appear, and that is a glitch when you try to start your recording. It does does a weird glitch where it actually starts like there will be a number appear on the TinyTask thing, where it will show the amount of loops that you've done, and it will just keep on going up instead of doing your actual recording. So have continuous playback not checked off or checked on, and set your playback loops to 999. Or if you're farming for a long period of time, like a week or a couple of days, set it to 9,999, or any number past 1,000 is okay. So now that you got TinyTask already, I do recommend that you have a stable food supply for this. And that said, being bloodfruit, lemons, anything that gives you food. And you want to have quite a bit of this. Cooked meat also works, but you have to have a lot of it. Depends on how long you're farming, but I do recommend you have a lot of it. Pull out your big table, and now what you want to do is you want to build a starting point. This starting point will be for where you start your TinyTask recording. I recommend it being on this ice node facing Skyland right here, and the one closest to the water. So you want to pull out your big table, and you want to just build your first table like this, and build it going forward as straight as you can towards this other ice node. So like that. And now you want to build a little 90-degree angle to turn your thing over to facing this one here, and you can make an angle like that. So I'm not yeah, like this is pretty good, and I would say this is mediocre, but this is a good angle right here. And what you're trying to achieve at this angle is first to be a starting point, so make it like a 90 degree angle, like a nice angle for you to just sit at to start your recording. And you also want to make it so that you only hit the ice node when you swing your god pick or whatever you're using to mine, so that you don't accidentally break this gold node, because you do want to stack gold nodes. That's how this farm works. So make sure that you're only breaking the ice. Like you just saw me there, I just first tried it because I've built this a lot of times. so it's quite I have an understanding of what I need to do, but sometimes you may make it a little bit too close or too far, and that's okay. Just keep on adjusting the table to where it only breaks the ice. And now that you got this first one done, you want to head over here and you want to build another 90-degree angle. So for this part right here, when you're going from this ice node to that ice node, I recommend using wood walls. So you just get a wood wall here and you want to build it like that, about there, and you want to place it right there. I'd say this would be good. And yep, only minus the ice, do not mind the gold node up here. If you see the gold node up here, that means that something's wrong. And you want to adjust your wood wall again, and you want to make sure that you're only hitting the ice. Alright, next part is this part's pretty simple. Next part is you want to pull out I mean, you can use, just as a reminder, you don't have to use big tables and wood walls. You could use like emerald gates or even huts or something like that. Just as long as you have guiders and to guide like your TinyTask recording so that it doesn't walk off into space. This will also make it more efficient and like reliable. So now I would recommend you use a wood fence after you place your wood wall. Like just about, I'd say, right there's pretty good. So now come up to here, you walk over here, and like that. That's pretty good. And you want to take your big table again or whatever you're using to build, and we'll just line it up a bit to this other node. And you want to make it just about there, I'd say, okay. And now you have this corner that you will always end up to like this, and you want to only break the ice like that. Once again, I may be making this look easy because I've built this a lot of times. You do want to just adjust it to where it only breaks the ice. You won't get this first try. If you do, then good for you, but always adjust it. And yeah, this is good for this angle now. What you want to do is you want to move on to the next step here with another big table and go like that. You want to place another one here, and we'll just extend it all the way to this ice node. And now you want to build another one of your 90-degree angles. I'd say right there is pretty good. Low. Alright. And you want to just test it, see if it only break the ice. There we go. And just connect the big tables onto the one that you already placed here. So now that you break this ice node, walk back to your starting point. And then so now that you have your farm built, you have your actual farm built, I would recommend building a perimeter so that if you do somehow like mess up and your character walks off like this, off of the big tables and the guiders, off into space, and you walk off the map, then you'll lose a god set, or all your tools, and that's just a bummer. So you can build a perimeter, aka a wall, around your farm, with any material, however big you like, but just build a closed arena or like a wall sort of thing so that you don't walk off. I will be using iron gates for this, and you just build sort of like circle thing. Doesn't have to be perfect, and I would recommend leaving a bit of space somewhere. You could leave it over here, or I personally like to leave it right here, just so that you can place campfires to smelt your gold. And you can see that I'm making this perimeter kind of small, but you could just make it however big you want. It doesn't really matter, just as long as it's closed off like that. So now that you have your perimeter, you place down some campfires to smelt your gold later. You spam them down kind of like this. And then, of course, this isn't my main server that I farm on, so I won't be placing all the campfires, but you could make it pretty big to smelt gold efficiently. And I would be showing you, since this is a full explanation, I will be showing you how to like actually record everything. So, not all the ice nodes have respawned, so I'm just going to do a little bit of movie magic and wait until that respawns. Alright, so now that you have your ice nodes respawned or whatever, you want to get back into your starting point right here. Sorry if I stutter or anything, it's just I have a cold right now. It's a little bit hard to talk. And you want to open up your TinyTask, have your recording preference to F8, or whatever, you can set it to anything you like, but it's just, I like having, or I recommend having the default keybinds. And for this, very important, alright, you want to have your shift lock off, because when you do your playback hotkey for Control Shift Alt P, it will make your camera go all weird like that. So make sure you have that off. And now get into your starting hotkey, open up your food menu here, fill your food up to full, and once again, I recommend having a lot of food for this, alright? Or else you'll probably die. Start off, press F8 in your little spot right here, F8, and then click your tool, mine the first ice node, walk up to the second one, mine it, walk up to the third one, mine it, walk back, mine it, and go over here, back to your starting point, and you want to remove your god pick or whatever tool you're using, hover your mouse over your food source, and then you just wait for the ice nodes to respawn, and then you want to eat your food. I will be showing you how to do that in a second here. Alright, so after your golden nodes have respawned, you want to eat your food source and get your food all the way back up to full, and then you want to just stop your recording. So now you've officially gotten your recording done. Congratulations, well done, great, amazing. So, after you want to do this, I forgot to include a very major thing. When you do record, make sure to always click on your game when you record. Like, you want to click on your game, and then you want to do a little spinny here or somewhere, and put your mouse off to the side so that you don't accidentally, like down here or up here, so that you don't accidentally click an ice node. Because what I mean by that is an ice cube, because sometimes when you place your mouse, like say for here, and you mine this ice node here, like sometimes ice cube could spawn here, and then when you try to mine it, you would accidentally click the ice cube instead of mining the ice node. So always have like your mouse somewhere far away so that it's impossible to click it, or also you can miss some ice, or you can miss some gold nodes, and that will just reduce the amount of gold that you're getting per farm or per night. Um, so after you got all of that done, I do recommend you save your recording. And to save it, you would click over here. Sorry, there's like a little bug happening where when I try to click on TinyTask, like it's different in the recording than what's actually happening on my screen. So sorry if this confuses you, but you want to click save, and you want to save your recording to whatever you. When you save your recording, it'll open like a little file, like an open file explorer, and you want to just name your file name to like gold or something like that, any name, and then you want to save it, and then your file recording will be saved. And every single time you want to farm gold again, just open TinyTask, click the open button here, and you want to open your recording. It'll just open it'll show you where the recording is, you'll know where it is, and then you want to open your recording, set your preferences, your playback loops to 999 or whatever number you want, and then you want to just get inside your corner again, and then do your command or your playback hotkey, Control Shift Alt P, and then it'll be doing your recording again, finding each node. I just broke that one so I didn't break it. Over here, should mine that, mines that, and it goes all the way over here. So yeah, that's pretty good. It should work, and it should work pretty well as well. So have fun mining, have fun doing your stuff.